Good morning, guys. Welcome in. How are
Good
we all
morning,
doing?
everyone.
We got Mike
Happy
on the docket. Hold on, let me see what's going on here. I'm opening the chat up right now.
Happy Wednesday, everyone.
Mike's got the hat on today.
Hey, man, it's 6 degrees in Chicago.
Mike's got the hat on today. What does that mean? Is that a good sign or a bad sign? I feel like when Powell comes out with the ties, the purple tie is good.
Yeah, I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Welcome in, everybody. How's everybody doing? How are you all doing? We have Mike on the docket. We have Mike on the horn with us. Mike's got the hat on. He's got the gray hat. I think it's a bullish sign. I think it's a bullish sign.
Bullish.
I think it's a bullish sign. We'll find out. I guess we'll find out. Welcome in. It's cold here. It's freezing here. It is freezing here. I hope everybody had a nice day yesterday. Me and Mike, we had a good day on Tuesday. What did we do yesterday? I forgot what we did. We just took a little bit of
I shorted AMD and you longed Nvidia, and they both worked out.
a little bit of Nvidia action, a little bit of SPY action.
Good trades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you guys do yesterday? How did you guys all Beyond to the Moon? Is Beyond going? Is Beyond going this morning? No. You got me excited. You got me excited. Rav's in Miami. Yes, I saw that this morning. I saw Rav.
He's trading today, though. Rav's trading today.
He's trading today. Good. Okay. I saw he's driving a Rolls Royce this morning. I opened my Instagram. I see Rav's driving a little bit of a Rolls Royce. Anyway, welcome in, guys. We have some things to go over this morning. It is 8:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we have a lot to go over. So let's dive into it. Okay, guys. Obviously, today's session is going to be based upon SPY because SPY has been in range, and the title of the live stream this morning is "The Market's Boxed," right? So we are going to look to see, can the market break range today? And you guys know what the range is. It was the boxed out area we had yesterday, and it's still the boxed out area today's session. So big focal point today's session is going to be on SPY. What does the market do today? It did technically hold the key level yesterday, but all we've done is move back into the supply of yesterday's session, that 684 level. So Mike and I are going to discuss that being an important idea today's session, right? And what we can do with this idea, how we can actually execute this idea today. We're also going to go over the QQQ chart. We'll talk about what's going on here in Qs. The market technically did sell yesterday, right, into levels, but we maintained. We actually saw us buy back up the previous day high, which was at Monday highs, and the market since then has maintained. So we'll talk about this, the levels here on QQQ today as well, and we're gonna have a nice session. Nvidia was spot on yesterday. And now, unfortunately, Nvidia, actually, fortunately for, I don't know, call it fortunately or unfortunately, Nvidia actually gave you both long side trade yesterday and also short side trades yesterday. So Nvidia, really sexy chart. Opportunities where I went long right over here yesterday. Right there, I went long. Right there at that candle low. It got upside back in highs. And did the same thing again off 183. Literally perfectly off 183. The level we spoke about yesterday, pre-market session, ripped up higher into highs. But then it failed it, right? It failed it after some Amazon news. And we'll talk about Amazon today also being an important watch for today's session. So we'll go over that as well. You have extra rumble in your voice. Yeah, I'm under the weather, guys. I am not feeling so well this morning. I sound a lot worse than I think I do, though. We'll go over Amazon. We'll go over the Appler. Apple also very important today. Obviously, this has been the rally of the market recently. The market has been held up by Apple and also by Nvidia a little bit too yesterday. So we'll go over those ones being the two most important ones. Okay. Anyway, guys, what I want to do is I want to just go over this briefly. I want to just dive into this very briefly, and then we'll go into our charts with Mike. So today's session here on the earnings docket, okay? On the earnings docket, this morning is Wednesday, the 3rd of December. And this morning we have Dollar Tree, we have Macy's reporting earnings. Let's take a look at them because that's going to be indicative of what the retail names are doing. Okay, so just keep that in mind. DLTR and Macy's, big ones today in the pre-market. In the after hours today is Salesforce, CRM, Snowflake, SNOW, and Five Below. A lot more retail names. Tomorrow in the pre-market we have Kroger and Dollar General. Just keep in mind, nothing really crazy. For the week. Just today, CRM and Snowflake being the two big ones. Okay. On the econ data side, yesterday we had nothing to worry about. It was a very nimble day. It was all based on price action. Now today's session here on the econ calendar, you can see that we have some big data reports. At 8:15, approximately 20 something minutes ago, we had the ADP employment report. We have to watch out for that. Also, keep in mind we have import-export prices about 8 minutes ago and industrial production at 9:15. So something's happening pre-market, and then during the market hours today, we have PMI composite at 9:45, ISM manufacturing at 10 o'clock, and EIM petroleum status report at 10:30. So keep this in the docket today. Nothing really crazy, but 9:45 data and 10 o'clock data being the important stuff. Okay. That being said, let's spend the entirety of today on our charts because that's really why you guys are all here. Please verify your personal information. Exchange regulations mandate the reporting of accurate details about our customers in the next step. You can review your information and make necessary corrections. This verification process is conducted once a year and should not be skipped. Beautiful. All right, so let's do something crazy here. Hold on one second. I have to probably fill something out here or else it's not going to let me proceed. Let me do this for a second. I'm going to literally hide my screen while I'm doing this. Mike, I'm going to have you sing for us while I'm doing this, all right? Let me hide my screen.
All right, guys. So Brett was yelling at everyone yesterday on live.
Yeah.
And he lost his voice today because of that.
Yeah.
So let's try to keep positive vibes today.
Yeah.
Let's catch some cash flows, catch some trades, but don't make Brett yell at you guys because he lost his voice and he needs to find his voice back.
There we go. That was good. Beautiful. All right, that was a good story time. Story time with Mike. All right.
All right, we're back.
We're back, baby. All right, so let's dive into our charts. Mike, I'm gonna let you start off the chart. What's your watch today?
SPY? Okay, yeah. So SPY, if you guys remember yesterday, we were on live, right? We were talking about there's not much liquidity to either side, right? There wasn't going to be some big breakout yesterday because there weren't a lot of buyers at highs and there weren't a lot of sellers at lows. So we kind of just stayed range bound the whole day, right? Even, we did catch a move down to 679, but then it got bought back up to 683. And we kind of just stayed within a range the entire day, right? Now today, do we break that range? That's the question, right? Monday was within a range. Yesterday was within a range. Today, if we break 684, I think we go to 686, right? 686 is a supply I'll be watching to see if we either take that out and squeeze, or we can look for failures at 686 to go short. 679 is what we'd have to lose for the market to sell off, all right? So this is the range, 684, 679. Anything in between is range bound, and we'll just focus on individual names.
Absolutely right. That's the exact right mindset to it. I have the exact same thing today. So technically yesterday, I mean, the market's been boxed up. That's what Mike's saying. Market's been boxed the hell up. Now we've technically done something, and this is important today. You can see something really important. Now, I spent so much time talking to you guys about the lower high formation at 675, right? I said, guys, sorry, higher low formation. I said, guys, let's watch the higher low at 675. We said that so many times. And the market has done what? It said, I don't care about that higher low. I'm going to do it right here, right? And so that's what the market's done. And the market has produced, you can see, we have a high, we have a low, and a high and a low, right? So the market has now produced the higher low at 679.5. So this is your new pivot today session. If we are above 679.5 today, then we are technically bullish. Okay, it's just very important. This is your new higher low formation. Therefore, and I'm not saying this, I'm not saying you can't long the 675 still. The 675 is still a long if we do get there at some point in time. It is still an absolutely long entry. But the higher low has now formed over here at 679.5. Therefore, if you're watching the SPY chart today, your most obvious scenarios are going to be basically what Mike is saying. If he clears 684, the high of today's session, because we are bullish right now, where are we going? break, retest, upside, back into 686, right? Which is the next big level of supply. 686, 686, 686, 686. So 686 is a very important level to watch out for. But again, if we clear the highs of yesterday's session, you know where we're going. We're going into 684. So that's where we're headed to. 684 breaks, upside back into 686. And you guys know why 684 is so important. It is the consolidation highs. It is exactly what Mike was talking about, right? The supply from yesterday's session. This is the area he was saying there was no buyers yesterday because there were no buyers. There were no sellers either. It was a very low liquidity day yesterday. But if we do get above this level, then expect upside back in highs. Likewise, I think a really important short today. I know this is also far-fetched, but it's really nothing's far-fetched, because if you have multiple scenarios that are all equally far-fetched, then one of them probably does pan out. And this is what I'm watching on the short side would be a breakdown under 679.5 for the short side trade and the downside move, because if we break this level, we're breaking the bottom of our channel, which is back into demand lows. So basically, all I've done here is say, hey, let's trade above the highs or below the lows. And this has created a very important graveyard zone, right? This is your graveyard zone. This is your, I can't spell, I'm so out of it, graveyard zone, okay? Graveyard zone today in the market, right? You know that if you get involved in between here, between 679.5 and 684 in the SPY chart, you're getting involved in a chart where traders go to die, right? That's where traders are getting left to rest, unfortunately, right? So don't be involved in this zone today. That's where I think, granted, I might do it, right? But I know it's risky. You have to understand that, right? Anything in between the zone is a risky area in the market, okay? Because this is the chopped up zone, the consolidation level we had before. So therefore, the best plays are going to be above the highs or below lows. That's what it is, right? And so above the highs, upside, below lows, downside, it's very obvious. And we're headed to above 684, back into 686, or below 679.5, back into 675 and change. And that's where our big demand zone is down below. So that's all I'm looking for today's session. Now, if you do see something like this happen today, which I think would be really important, if you saw us let's say this happens, or you see us break out today above the 684s, and then we somehow fail it, right? Something comes up, we fail it, and we see a downside move back under the lows. Well, you've just created a trap buyer scenario, and the downside move comes in. So again, all I'm saying today is focus on the big levels today. So even though I'm saying don't get involved in the graveyard zone, if you see us break above and fail back down below, then there is a reason to get involved in that zone, right? So I am watching this today, but all eyes are on the 684s and the 679.5s today. Those are the big two important levels I have here on the SPY chart. What about ES, Mike? Are you watching anything on the ES? Or same thing?
Let me check.
Probably the same thing.
Yeah, I was just watching the SPY. Let's see. It's the same level, right? 68.60.
Yes.
On ES.
Yes.
Goes back to 6,900. 6,900 is that short.
Exactly, right. And you guys know something, right? If the market does this, right? And okay, I know the market looks strong this morning, and it looks like it went once higher, right? In the ES chart, you can see multiple touches. On the 1 hour chart here in ES, it looks bullish. Obviously, this chart's still bullish. Even yesterday, the market was bullish on the 1 hour chart. But if the market does this, there's two scenarios today here in the ES chart. I think this is really important. If we do clear these highs, then yeah, upside back into these highs over here, right? You can see it, right? If we clear, why am I drawing that over there? I want to just make this proper. If we clear these highs over here, I'll make it a yellow level, right? If you clear the yellow level, right, we're going back into these highs over here, back into 6,900 ES level. That's the level Mike's talking about on the SPY chart, 686. And I think this has become a really important level for us, right? This is not a dotted line on our chart anymore. This should be a really important pivot today. So if you do see upside today, don't do this, right? Don't wait for the market to break out and it's broken out and it's moved higher and then you start buying calls right here, right? That's probably the worst thing you can do today's session. If you're going to be long the market on the breakout above that 68, 62 level, because that's where the market should get the upside back into 6,900. Yes, but again, I think what Mike's saying too is he may even look for short side trades there today. If he sees some 5-minute confirmation to go short, would you short that level today, Mike?
Yeah, no, absolutely, I would.
Yeah, so exactly. So be careful of that level. It's a very big level to watch out for off that 1,600 level. If you fail back down lower today, and you see the market selling off, and the market sold off, and oh my God, the market's selling off, and you have the temptation to go short, right? To go short. Do not short back into 67.87. Do not short back into this demand zone below, right? If you have that temptation, pinch yourself, right? Do not do it. This is your demand zone below today. I know it's far away, but it's there, and it's an area where the market possibly reverses. So keep that in mind. I do see that I do see the fact that the higher low has formed on the market here. Yes, the chart, but this is still a big demand to watch out for. It's a big demand to contend for. So just keep that in mind going into today's session. Demand below, supply above. How I trade it either above the highs or below lows. And if I'm trading below the lows today, if I'm trading below the ES chart lows, this is very important too. I know this may not be so important right now, but it may become important. If we fail below 68.20, which is the lows of yesterday's session, 68.18, which is the SPY level we talked about, 679.5 here on SPY chart, which is the level we had yesterday's session. If you fail below these two levels, this level 1 and this level 2, right? There is a short. You could short this, but only as far back as this green band right here. This should be your profit-taking point on the ES chart if the market does fail back lower. Okay, so just watch the big levels of demand below, watch the big levels of supply above, and we'll have a great session today, right? Mike, yeah. I'm going to leave the QQQ all for you because this is yours today.
All right. Sue said Brett's new voice is kind of hot. Can we get some likes for Brett's new voice?
That's crazy. That's crazy. Mike, you can't read all the comments. These guys go crazy in the chat. Oh man!
All right.
But we have a lot of viewers here, guys. Where is the like count, by the way? Hold on a second. He's right.
Yeah, come on, guys. 10,000. Sue likes his new voice. Yeah. Let's get 10,000 for Brett's new voice.
Oh okay. Man!
All right, QQQ. This is actually kind of interesting, right? So SPY has $2 upside, basically, right? We're looking at $2 upside of SPY break 684. Same thing with QQQ. If we break 624, which was the level I said yesterday, right? And that was a huge failure off that level, by the way. It was like a 6-point failure. If we break 624, we go to 626. 626 is the level that Brett likes to say, Magdalon. What is it? Magdalon?
No, Megalodon, man. The Megalodon. Like the shark.
Megalodon. Yeah. Megalodon level 626 on QQQ. All right, that's where I'll be looking for failures today, because that's the big supply, right? I don't even want to look for longs over 626. I want to look for failures at 626, unless it just rips through it, right? But that's the level I'm watching, okay? We do have $2 upside, though, if we break 624.
Yeah. By the way, in the chat, DJ Hype, message me on Instagram. Say your name is DJ Hype on the Instagram, and I'll help you out. Just do that before market opens, and I'll get you sorted. All right, so yeah, I mean, I see it 624 level supply above us. Where's your demand below?
Demand below was the 620.
Yep.
We bounced off that yesterday.
Yeah. I see it. I absolutely see this level. So 620, 619.5 to 620, right? That's your big demand zone today's session. If you're to short today's session, what would you do? What is your watch for short? If you saw a confirmation of short, what would be your short confirmation?
Short would either be a break and failure 624 or 626 failure.
Okay. So basically, hit
like a false breakout, essentially, or just the reject of supply at 626.
I like that, right? So basically, a pop of the highs, we fell back down lower. That's your short side trade right here, downside move. Okay. Or opportunity number 2 is we fail back below 620. Would you say 620 or 619.5?
619.5.
619.5. Okay, so 619.5.
That was the high, right, from Monday.
That was the high from Friday, and also the high from Monday.
Yeah.
All right, so you heard it there. QQQ levels pretty clear today. Right, let's move on, guys. Let's dive into our individual equities. It's 8:45. I feel like we're doing really good on time today. Why are we doing so good?
8:51.
It's 8:51?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy. My time is set wrong on my other monitor. It's so strange. And then my other thing, look over here. You guys see this? Look, it says 8:39 over here. It says 8:39 on one monitor. It says 8:45 on the other, and it says that's crazy. All right, we're all over the place. So let's go into our charts. Nvidia's chart. Nvidia yesterday was nice. It was a really nice chart, and we had a really good game plan. And I think the pre-market plan what was resulted in such a nice trade here yesterday, right? We were prepared for this off the morning, and I think again we know this more than ever, right? But pre-market prep is the most important part about trading. If you are not ready at 9:30 in the morning, you're just setting yourself up for failure. And we knew exactly what we were watching before the market opened. We talked about the idea that Nvidia was a big star on our Monday session. It was a big star Monday. Monday, it moved up almost 5% on equity, right? Big 5% equity move on Monday. And on Tuesday, we looked for that continuation play to continue above the highs. And so we played the neckline break yesterday. So yesterday we played the neckline break. 183 broke out, and everybody's looking at the chart like it's a firework right in the sky. And we longed it a few times yesterday, but where we actually signaled it was right over here. So went long right over here at the lows here at 184.20. Right there, we built a nice little long trade. It may not seem so nice because, again, it was a very large range yesterday, but it was quite nice, right? Long right over here, got an upside trade back in highs, sold runners on the breakdown over here. And then we also gave the idea here. I didn't even take this from my trade myself because I made money in the first trade. But the second opportunity was right over here. And you guys see this. Like, this is why I love trading so much, because it really is this, right? It's the hourly charts turning into a 5-minute confirmation. And this is your confirmation right here. And I'm on the 2-minute chart right now, but this is your confirmation right there to go long. You saw this candle come in. I think we were on live. Mike and I were talking about this during our live trading event, right? But this was your entry right over here. This doesn't really take a neuro rocket scientist isn't required to tell you, hey, this is a pin bar candle, right? Pin bar candle off of a support zone on a 1 hour time frame bullish chart equals long entry, right? So you long entry right over here on the chart, big upside, move back in highs. So that was your day yesterday in Nvidia. But then eventually what happened here is we failed it, right? We failed the level. And why did we fail it? Because of Amazon. Amazon announcing an AI chip, which is going to compete with Nvidia, AMD, TSM, Avgo, right? The bunch, okay? So what can we do now on Nvidia? Let's talk about what we can do now today here on Nvidia's chart. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do something really important. Ready for this? I'm going to draw big X, right? I'm not trading this today, right? I just don't know what's going to happen here today. The only way that we can get involved here is above the highs. And I just don't think it's going to happen, right? So I'm going to stay away here. And even if we do get above the highs today, even if above the highs here at 185.50, well, we have the Megalodon here at 187.20, right? Because this is their daily 21 SMA. So I don't want to get involved here, right? I'm just not playing it here. So for me, even if it does break the highs here, I see the daily 21 sitting right above us. It's ready to RKO me or something, right? Whatever you want to say. I don't know what people are saying now, right? But this is ready to attack me. If I go long here above the highs, I'm getting attacked over here at the highs. So I just can't do it. So I'm not getting involved here anymore. Again, we'll see how tomorrow plays out. If it does break the highs and we see a nice big move here, we can look for dips to buy. But as of right now, I'm staying away from this chart, right? Especially with the Amazon news, with the daily 21 sitting right above us. It's no longer as interesting to me today as it was yesterday. But what do you think today about Nvidia? Probably, I assume, the same stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really touch Nvidia. Maybe if it breaks yesterday's high, like 186, it can start to squeeze to 190. Yeah. I'm not watching Nvidia today.
Yeah.
Under 180 would be a short for me.
Yeah, I agree. That's actually very important too. Under 180 is a short. It is absolutely short, right? You see that's the low that we produced yesterday. See the low we produced yesterday? That was the dead cat bounce we maintained yesterday's session. So I do like that too, actually. In fact, I would watch that today. I know I said I wouldn't watch this, but this would be the watch I would watch, would be under 180, right? If you do fail back there, this would be a short side trade. So yes, yep. That's a watch today. Under 180, short side trade. Now again, we're not bearish here in this chart right now, but this would be your bearish flip, right? Very important. I don't want some guy to come in tomorrow morning saying, Brett, you told us to short Nvidia. Nvidia's at 3%. No, I'm not saying that, right? I'm saying the only short to trade is under 180. That's the only short to trade. Okay. What about the AMD?
AMD, guys, this was a beautiful trade yesterday.
Yes.
Right? We took this off of 225. That was the big supply. You go to the hourly or 4 hour, you see how many times it bounced off of 225 in October and November, right? So that was the big supply I wanted to short yesterday. We got short on the 950 candle, all right? And there were many opportunities to, we wound up scaling out of runners a bit early, but there were opportunities to get back in this trade. Every time it failed, I said, if it fails back below pre-market high, you can get back in on momentum. And then the news came out, right? What was that 11 o'clock news, Brett?
Was it the news on Amazon? The Amazon news?
Yeah. Amazon's a chip that's competing with Nvidia, right?
Yes.
So that news came out at 11, and then we saw it completely bag the 220 bounce from the morning. That entire level got wiped out and failed all the way back to 215. So that wound up being a 10-point move off of that supply, that 225 supply. Now, I'm not really watching AMD today, so let me go to the 5 minute and draw an X.
Yeah, I got you.
And if you are watching AMD, you want to look for continuation downside. It would have to break the Monday swing low, right? So 212.50. But besides that, I don't really want to touch AMD today. We already got the big reject off supply yesterday. At this point, let's just leave this chart alone.
This is an interesting idea, right? I mean, the thing is, there are some tickers you want to attack, right? But there are sometimes you just want to watch and wait, right? And this is a chart now that's become a watch and wait chart. And granted, it may become a chart that we trade on Thursday session, right? But you want to collect data after a chart has made a move. There are sometimes you have to walk away sometimes, walk away and just spectate and wait for the next move to come in, because again, when you start taking the same chart over and over and over again, right, it's you might just be it's overkill, right? This chart right now, we don't know what it's going to do until it actually does what, until it either breaks below the highs here or breaks below lows. And this is the new range here. And it's a developing range. So it doesn't look like, there are some traders who probably don't know us right now who are in the YouTube, right? And they're going to say, well, Brett, what the hell kind of range are you drawing right now? It makes no sense. It's a developing range here, okay? It's developing a range here between the swing low, which is Monday's lows here, and the highs here Tuesday, right? And so right now, it's hard to get involved here or have any conviction drawn out when we're in this range over here. So if we can break above the range, upside. If you break below the range, downside. But as of right now, let's see what happens inside the range. And if we do develop a move outside the range, then there is opportunity, right? So again, just keep in mind here, AMD probably in the back burner for now, okay? Let's move on, guys. Let's move on. The SMH chart. SMH, big, strong, right? 360 maintaining. This is a very important break today, guys. 360, very bullish today. If we're above 360 bullish, below 360 bearish, right now we are above this level, therefore we're bullish. So keep that in mind today. 360, very, very important level today's session here on the SMH. The Appler. Apple is an incredible chart. Mike, I'm actually going to let you go over this one first. This is a nice one to watch out for. It is super strong.
Apple has been the strongest name in the market, right? And if you look back from earnings, the high in the extended hour session was 285. So we're actually at all-time highs right now. We're just barely above it. Now today, what you want to see is if we hold 285. If we hold 285, this is still good for longs.
Yes. Yes. This is a long side chart, and nobody can tell you otherwise. But it is overextended, right? And a spade is a spade, an apple is an apple, and an orange is an orange. Okay. This is a overextended chart. Now, it doesn't mean that because it's overextended, it doesn't mean you have to short it, right? Not everything is overextended, it must be shorted, but it is absolutely overextended. And if you want to look for longs in this chart, well, your longs are where, right? Your longs are going to be back somewhere at the highs of our Monday session, right? So Monday session, 283 would be a valid pullback long spot. I do think that's a pullback long spot. You do also have demand below us here at 285, which again would be the previous all-time highs here. So you have 285 previous all-time highs. So your pullback long spots are pretty clear here, right? The first pullback long spot is 285, which Mike was just talking about. 285 was a big pullback long level, right? 285 pullback long level, upside move. Your second pullback long spot is 283. Okay, so 283 is a very big level today. If you can pull back there, there's also an upside trade here. So I'm watching both today, but the biggest and most important level, I think it is actually still 285, right? I mean, 283 is an area, right, where the market could possibly reverse off of. But 285 is your big level. The reason why it's your big level is because look at this chart. It's the 1 hour chart, previous all-time highs. And so right now, it is overextended, and I would expect consolidation here. But it is a bullish overextension. I mean, obviously, right? But you can see here the highs here, and we're just flagging above the highs right now on a bull flag. This is a continuation move higher, right? If we can hold the 285, we're going higher. So because of this information, we can now do what? Here's what we'll do today. I would actually draw a zone here between the highs of yesterday's session, which would be 287.30, right? And the lows, that low level, which is 285. And I would do this. I am either going to long Apple today if we hold this 285, right? Look for upside at this level. Or I would short it if we fail back beneath it, right? If we fail back beneath it, I will look for shorts and move back down lower into 283. That's how I would trade this chart today, right? And this would be a little bit more of a frothy trade, a little more of an aggressive trade here because you're going against the trend of the market here. But you are failing. If you do break this level, you are failing a previous all-time high. So very important chart here. And I think even if you don't plan to trade Apple today, you should watch this chart. You should watch 285. If we're above 285, the Qs are bullish. If we're below 285, the Qs probably are shifting back bearish. Very important pivot today here in the market. This is a previous all-time high here. The Thursday, the October 30th highs here. It's also the high of October, right? Very important. It's the monthly candle high here. Very important pivot here on this chart. Let's see what happens today at 285.
Look at SPY and QQQ. I think Microsoft just got some news, maybe.
Oh, right after channel high. I mean, market is showing you. Market is telling you don't be a muppet and long back into the supply. That's what the market's telling you over and over again. Microsoft, MSFT. Yes, Microsoft is selling, but it's not selling.
I'm not sure if there was some individual news. I'm not seeing anything on my end.
I mean, it's not a. There is a volume spike here. There's a volume spike here at Microsoft. So it could possibly be Microsoft. It's interesting. What else is moving today? Meta is also dumping too. I mean,
Everything's selling.
It's just a big sell, just a big fat finger sell here pre-market.
Oh, there's some news. Microsoft lowers AI software sales quotas as customers resist newer products. That's the news.
Okay, so it's going to impact some other chip names too. That could impact other chip names, other tech names in general. But yeah, big sell now. Big sell coming in now, Microsoft.
Yeah,
big sell coming
interesting.
In. All right, and so SPY is selling off that high, and so
that could change the whole narrative of the bias today, right? We were about to break resistance, and now we're just selling back into the middle of the range.
We are still in the graveyard zone. That's what the market's told us. The market's still in graveyard zone. If we break this low here, though, you know where we're going, right?
Yeah, it could turn into a sell-heavy day. Let's see what happens, guys. It's going to be a fun session.
It's going to be a fun session. It absolutely is going to be a fun session. All right, let's go over Teslita. What do you think?
Tesla. That's an interesting one, right? Like yesterday, it was showing a lot of strength off the open. I would say this is one of the strongest names. If we do break 436, it's a potential long. I'm not really watching it today, but 436 goes back to 440.
Yeah. I think we had a really good understanding of this chart yesterday. If you guys recall, like what did we say yesterday? We said that if it breaks 433, it's bullish, but you're flying into the sandstorm, right? Remember we said 433 breaks, you're flying into the sandstorm, and you got look. If you flew into the sandstorm, right? You got clobbered a little bit. Seriously, you did. And unless you're very well executed, obviously you could have been if you look again, I'm sure many of you guys are top tier executors, right? And so you probably didn't get clobbered. But for those who just held this yesterday and the break at about 433, they got clobbered. And the reason why they got clobbered is because it broke into the. Someone said I was in the dunes yesterday with the worms and Tesla. Yep, you were in the dunes. But you know what? If you followed your levels, you probably did it right. But this is the problem right now in Tesla. The problem is if Tesla gets above 433, right? So you gotta have your goggles on. Yeah, you need your goggles on. But the issue is where the hell does it go? Right? You have so much pent up resistance everywhere over here. And so this has become a chart that it's very hard to get an accurate read here. Because yes, I do agree 433 breaks is bullish. But the problem is where does it go to, right? Does it stop at 439? Does it stop at 442? Does it stop at 450? Does it stop at 463? There's so many, or 460.3. There's so many levels here to contend with. And so that's why I think Tesla should be one that you are a bit cautious on. I think you should always be cautious in Tesla, obviously, but more so than usual because Tesla is just in a very very tight zone here with a lot of different levels to watch out for. So 433 breaks is bullish. Okay, we know that, but just be nimble here. Be very nimble and use EMAs to hold this trade if you're holding it. Okay, that's what I would say here on this chart. 433 bull bear pivot. 433 bull bear pivot. Okay. All right, I'm losing my voice very slowly over here, Mike. My voice is dwindling and dwindling. I'll let you go over the next ticker.
Yeah, I think we can wrap it up pretty soon, but let's just talk about after this selling in the market, some of these short side trades are coming into play. That Nvidia 180 is now definitely in play. It's very close to the level. We lose 180, we can go back to 173. All right. Palantir is another name I'm watching short side. If we lose back under 170, then we go back to 164. All right. So some of these names, if the market does sell, right? When we started this pre-market, SPY was at 684. Now it's at 680. Right. Qs were at 624. Now they're at 619. So I am going to start looking at short side trades if we lose those levels that we talked about on SPY and QQQ. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything else you want to add, Brad?
Do you want to just go over Meta very quickly? Because I know you're watching Meta this morning too.
Meta, yeah. I mean, Meta, I was watching upside over 650. But
Right.
look at the chart now, guys. We're back to 642.
Yeah.
Okay. If that does happen sometime this week or next week, 650 break, we could see all the way back to 680. All right. So that's just a big level to watch on Meta. We'll see what happens today, though. It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, it's been a good week so far. Monday, Tuesday has been just, we've had a nice start to December, so let's keep pushing it this week. And I hope you guys all have a nice Wednesday session. And we'll see you all for live trading. Have a happy and safe trading session, guys. Thanks for all joining in.
All right. See you guys.
See you guys.